is loneliness, and how to see loneliness from the perspective of spirituality, but also mental health, coping skills. Now, majority of books, majority of research will say that loneliness is experienced very closely with depressive or sad moods. Loneliness makes us feel that we don't have a place to belong. That is quite significant. That is quite painful, because as a human beings, from humanistic perspective, humanistic psychology perspective, we have certain needs, psychological needs, and if they're not fulfilled, we don't feel a whole person. So it feels like we're falling back. It feels like we are stuck somewhere, and we truly are. So the need that I'm discussing today is the need to belong somewhere. We need to belong to a tribe. We need to belong to a community. We need to belong to somewhere in broader or less saturated relationships. So if we don't have that, what is the result of it for us as a humans? We feel lonely, we feel rejected, we can even feel estranged from the tribe, from the family, from the community. And if we feel that estrangement on those levels of relationships, it can be very stressful. It brings up plenty of vulnerabilities in us. We feel we are cut off. And estrangement of those sudden changes in belonging or not can be caused by many factors: the death of a parent, the death of a significant person in the family, loss of mobility in your life, some sort of illness, a divorce, new marriage, birth of a child, loss of a child, moving away from your family, changing your location as well. And speaking on behalf of all the reverts, changing religion as well. That is one of the biggest factor. So it's really difficult to find yourself alone in the environment which used to support you, which used to understand you, which you used to felt part of. And loneliness is a really slippery slope from depression. And depression is something that Shaitan really thrives on, because then he comes to you, he has more opportunity to commit waswas on you, and drag you towards negative thinking, towards critical thinking, towards catastrophical thinking as well. And he feeds you with one of his traps ideas, which is you need to isolate yourself from those people because they hurt you, then they get you, you don't need them in your life. And that is not what Islam as a religion is based on. In fact, we're being told maintain the relationship, one of the most important relationships, which is with your family. They're not very easy to maintain, and I'm going to tell you why. So this is what psychology would say to you about loneliness and estrangement. Obviously, there's more to say, more to explore, but because of the short video, I don't really have much opportunity. Now, let's see what is the spiritual interpretation of estrangement and loneliness, and see how it fits in your life. So Islamically speaking, psychologically and Islamically speaking and spiritually speaking, you have absolutely no chance to go through this dunya and don't feel loneliness. You have absolutely no chance. Let me explain you why. First of all, Quran warns you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, will surely test you with something of the loss, and loss is interpretation. It's a beginning, to experience loneliness, disappointment, and disillusionment from this dunya. But also it's a beginning of feeling, oh, I'm not almighty. My plans, they're not necessarily compatible with the plans of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is scary. That is placing you in vulnerability. Now, going further with this, loneliness is the next step, because suddenly you're realizing, so what, I had all those support systems around me, so what, that I had great plans, so what, that I had investments in it, I've gave so much time into it, it didn't work out? Where does this leave me? I'm not talking here about your self-worth. I'm not talking here about your confidence issue. I'm talking about loneliness. Where does this leave me in this big world? How this world looks like? And this is the beginning of you asking yourself those big existential questions. We all are. It's important for all of us. It's necessary for all of us. We all are going at certain point ask those existential questions. And if you don't have this knowledge, it's going to probably take you a longer way to cope with loneliness, spiritually speaking. And the knowledge that I'm talking about is that you and me, we had been existing in pre-dunya reality. We used to believe to a tribal reality. We used to have our soul family, if you like, and everyone was accepting us, everyone had their place. We felt as a part of something, and this was spiritual world, so we probably understood the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the importance of worshiping him more than we understand here, because there was less delusions, there was less temptations. We were just as souls, right? We struggled less with nafs. I mean, that's what I assume. However, the fact is undeniable that as the souls and the soul level, we used to belong to family. So we never been alone. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is our head. He's one. He is in no need of other partners. This is the basics of Aqidah, basics of Tawheed. We are different. In a sense, we are opposite. And that's how we've been created as a soul. So we have soul families. And when we come to live in this dunya, we're going through from transition from the soul family to a blood family. It's completely different experience, because not only are we missing that soul family, but also we have to reunite with the new family, and those families in our blood family, they're not our soul family. What I mean is we don't connect with them at the same level. We connect better with our friends, sometimes with the strangers on the streets, literally, on the bus, literally, quicker and better and on a deeper level than with those people who are called our blood family. And that's probably one of the reasons why it's necessary for us to maintain relationships, because it's hard. Nothing in this dunya is supposed to be easy. So Allah says, if you break the kinship, I will break you on the day of judgment. This is my creation. So it's part of striving to have a good relationships with our kins, because they're not our soul family. It's not easy. Everything is easy with our soulmates. It is not with our blood mates. I hope that's clear. Now, if you connecting with your soulmate, it is somehow spiritual experience. Think about your best friends. It's a spiritual experience. Not only do you feel understood and seen, but your spirit is lifted. And when your spirit is lifted, you are also connecting with your fitra. And fitra, always remember that meeting, that covenant with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before creation, even though soul's creation, even this dunya creation of anything, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala placed all of us on the palm of his hand, and he said to us, am I not your Lord? What do you say then? Obviously, you see your Lord. Obviously, you're my Lord. And that is inscripted in your fitra. Your fitra is initiated if you look after your spirituality. Part of having soulmates in this dunya or in the realm of soul was to reignite, remember at the level of fitra this covenant, this meeting, that absolute certainty that there is one God and he is my Lord. And because of that covenant, and because of that love, immense love that we found then, and we will be remembering it on the level of fitra, nothing ever is going to be perfect. Nothing ever is going to be the same. Nothing ever is going to complete us. Spiritually speaking, we are in the constant state of missing our Lord. That is loneliness. That is estrangement from our true potential, spiritual potential. I hope it helps. If not, I hope to see many comments. I will see you in next video. Please don't forget to like that video, to subscribe to my channel, AJS Therapy, and follow me on social medias. I am very pleased to see you here again, and I see you next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.